downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so light.
Hey, I'm Danielle Rizzo with Marielle Agency, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, good morning, Frederick. Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, and I am your host, Dani Gurry. Oh boy, how are you today? Well, if you haven't heard, I am now working at Local Daily Media, which owns WFMD, WFRE, and Ferocious. Well, they don't own Ferocious Digital, but they utilize Ferocious Digital. Anyway, I just started. So I've had the crash course on air. I was on Saturday. I'll be on Saturday afternoons, 3 to 7. That went swimmingly well. Yesterday, I was on noon to 7, and there is a contest called The Secret Sound, and it has a lot of moving parts, and it's at 1, 3, and 5 every day. Well, it's also at 7, 9, and 11, but I don't have to worry about those. 1, 3, and 5. Tom Whalen, God bless him, hung out with me for a little bit when I did the first one, which went okay, except the caller was not excellent. So that was bad on that part. And, you know, I get nervous and jittery, right? Because I'm on the air. I realize when I mess up, nobody dies, which is very comforting. But I realized today that I forgot to mention sponsor names, which is terrible. And so today, noon to 7, I feel is going to be markedly improved over yesterday. And by Wednesday, perhaps I will run a seamless show. So if you want to listen to a train wreck, well, maybe I should live stream it. You can listen to WFRE today, noon to 7. Anyway, all right, let's get started with the show. This is what's coming up today. We got our local news, weather, and sports with Bob Miller from WFMD's Morning News Express. We've got what's happening in Frederick. I cover all the events. We have tech tips with Ashley from 34 Blast. He's covering phishing scams. Wisdom and Wellness today, presented by Village Crossing. We talk about OT and PT. And What's for Dinner, powered by Common Market. We're giving you a great alternative to do, or something that you can look at for Halloween. It is pizzas, and they have ready-made pizzas, or they also have tons of options of dough, and you can make your own pizza party, which is perfect. And it's healthier than I think purchasing from somewhere else. Anyway, all right. When you buy the merch, you're helping Christmas Cash for Kids. I'm making sure everything is stocked over at the shop, which opens Thursdays to Sundays. Please buy the merch, buy the ornaments, buy the stickers and the magnets. Even if you just basically consider it like a $5 donation, I donate the proceeds to Christmas Cash for Kids, and we'd love to give them a big check in the first week of December. All right, subscribe to YouTube. We're not done with that. Sorry. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers by January 1. Do you hear my daughter's cat? What? What's the matter? Goodness, she's not here, so he's bugging me. All right, and don't forget about the podcast. When you're in the car, you can stream the show on most podcast platforms like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and others. You can also see it on our YouTube channel. There is a podcast tab, and anytime you see Good Morning Frederick with a blue background, that is just the podcast. So you could just put it on as a playlist and listen through there as well. All right, let's get the show started. Well, he was crying so loud, I figured he'd want to be on the show. We got to thank our show sponsor, We Help You Move. They don't move pets, but if you're moving, whether it's across the street or around the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts make that whole process easy. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a great supporter of the Frederick community. WeHelpYouMove.com. All right, let's get started with Bob Miller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You know, we should just wipe out Chris Michaels. I mean, you know, why? Why is he even?
I don't feel like he's committed. He's not committed. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. He's busy. He's.
And I do want to make note, we did not do this yesterday, right? Because you have meetings on Monday.
Correct. So no Mondays with you guys. We do trending stories with Dani and Marco. And
Marco, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Marco. What kind of name is Marco?
I know.
Is the other person Polo? Yeah, there you go. That's right. He was like walking to a store the other day and said, "Hey, that looks Marco Polo. That looks like it's a winner."
Well, you know how those top 40, especially radio DJs, are with changing names and putting their names. It's very difficult, actually, when we're in a public setting for me to remember actually all the names. But
there was we both worked there. I think back in the old Z104 days.
Yeah.
Where maybe even way before you. I mean, if they had a jingle with we called them jock shouts. If they had a jock shout and the jock got fired, they kept the shout, and the next guy would come in, and they would find one and use it, and they'll be like, "Okay, your new name is Truckin' Tom Armstrong," or
Buffalo Bill.
Yes.
Let's see who else we had. We had Buffalo Bill. We had Cat Michaels.
They had Barney Stone. Well, of course, Kemosabe Joe was always the.
Yeah, you couldn't reuse Kemosabe Joe's name for sure.
Couldn't use that one. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones they had.
Jay, it was I thought there was another animal name. It was like, I don't know. But my brother, I think, started there.
Baby Crockett?
I think he was Randy G. And then he went wherever he was. I think he was Hollywood Hayes. And he's been so many.
I used Bo Summers there.
Bo Summers.
Beau. And then somebody called me up and said, "Bobby Miller, why are you using that stupid name?" And so I dropped it. So, So I'm trying to think of I was a Bob Dalton one time.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was just Rockin' Bob.
Rockin' Bob. That's
Rockin'
right.
Bob. All right. So Chris actually is doing some other duties that he has at the radio station.
Yes,
so he is not going to be here with us. We had a conversation with the mayor today, talking about a couple of great topics. Baseball, the ghost towns are not playing next year. And he was saying, well, hopefully when they get I think he said it was $40 million they're getting from the stadium authority to make that stadium over there, Harry Grove at Nimio Field at Harry Grove Stadium, a better stadium, which would hopefully bring them back into affiliated baseball, which would be wonderful.
I really do think it will. I know Major League Baseball had a huge punch list, so to say, of the improvements that needed to happen at Harry Grove in order for them to feel confident, because we were already the highest attendance in minor league, I think.
Yep.
So I think they know that the fans here would love to be back affiliated with the Orioles. So I think it will happen. That's a huge little check that they received, though. That's nice.
Yes. Well, I mean, your lottery dollars at work, which, of course, if you remember, I'm old enough to remember when they started the state lottery, it was all supposed to go to education.
Education. That's right.
So we're going to educate people on how to build a new stadium over there. That's what we're going to do.
That's right.
Other stories that we are following. I've got 1,000 tabs open on my computer, so I actually have to find it. There you go. The spokesperson for the Maryland State Highway Administration, Santi Felix, says it's getting darker earlier. And by the way, 11 days, and we turn the clocks back. And it's becoming more difficult for drivers to see pedestrians. Also, of course, October 31st is Halloween. So that's when children dress up in costumes and, of course, go door to door. She says that you may want to have to turn your lights on. You want to remember the usual rules of the road. Obey the speed limit. Be aware that there are going to be more pedestrians on the road. Also, deer crossings. I mean, hunting season is upon us. Avoid distractions and stop at crosswalks when you see pedestrians crossing. Other safety tips include entering and exiting driveways slowly, always driving sober, which you shouldn't have to even remind people.
No.
Coming to a complete stop sign, and, of course, school buses moving over when coming up on a parked car vehicle displaying hazard lights. And, of course, Halloween, the trick-or-treaters out there. So just be very, very careful out there as you head out on the roads this morning. In the evening, I should say. There was a forum held not too long ago about the Frederick County Board of Education candidates, and this is the race that is the non-political race, but is very political, very partisan. It's very partisan, and there's 6 candidates running for 3 seats on the Frederick County Board of Education. They held a forum on Sunday afternoon at Hood College. It was organized by the League of Women Voters and took place at Rosenstock Hall. Of course, one of the questions the candidates faced dealt with school safety and violence prevention. Chad Wilson, who has 18 years experience as a teacher, said one of the concerns he and other instructors have is when they get up in the morning is whether or not this will be their last day to come home to their families, which is kind of sad. That's a comment that he had to make. He says there are fights among students and educators often have to break them up, getting hurt in the process. Wilson said school systems should place unarmed guards in the schools. One of their jobs would be breaking up fights. And I kind of agree with that. Unfortunately, we are at that place in our society where we have to think about that. That's sad. Very sad. Very sad. Also, coming up, there is a survey conducted of the candidates in the congressional races. Maryland Healthcare for Coalition surveyed the candidates running for Congress on whether they support keeping the Inflation Reduction Act in place. President Vinnie DeMarco says the legislation has kept the high cost of drugs affordable for people on Medicare, which, by the way, you're not that age. I'm getting there, and I've talked to a lot of people who are older than I am who are like, dealing with Medicare is just unbelievably hard and convoluted and probably needs to be streamlined somehow. The candidates, District 1, said one of the candidates, April Delaney, supports it, says they want that to be part of the 6th district, and I would support keeping that law in place. Neil Parrott says he would not, according to Vinnie DeMarco. In past comments, Parrott has said the Inflation Reduction Act does nothing of the sort. He said he would like to see it repealed, and then he said he's open to keeping provisions regarding prescription drugs in place. So that's kind of finally talking about the big case for Robert Kropp, who actually took the stand in his own defense. A jury began deliberating on this that has taken forever to come to trial, and then it seemed like it lasted less than a week. He took the case. Kropp is alleged, of course, has conspired with Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, whose own trial doesn't begin until 2025. Nothing like, having a speedy trial. So it's in the hands of the jury now, and I'm sure in future mornings we'll be able to tell you exactly how that ended.
Yeah, interesting.
Big night last night. If you're a Ravens fan, Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, threw for 281 yards, 5 touchdowns Monday night, helping the Ravens overcome an early double-digit deficit. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 41-31. Tampa Bay lost 2 of their top receivers to injuries. Arizona came up and defeated the Los Angeles Rams 17-15 on a field goal by Chad Ryland as time expired. Also, we've got a couple teams as we're getting ready to get into the championships. The winners, the fall sports are coming to an end. Winter sports are getting ready to start. So field hockey, Walkersville beat Urbana 2-1 to win the Central Maryland Championship, and no other details were there. Middletown in soccer defeated Smithburg to win the Small Schools Championship game, and Urbana beat North High to win the CMC Large Schools title. So that looks good. We've got 4 county teams, 4 county girls soccer teams, along with 1 boys team earning top seeds in the upcoming regional playoffs, which begin on Wednesday.
That's great.
Yes, it is good. I mean, Frederick was showing up and showing off a little bit. On a sad note, of course, I don't know if you saw this, Tim Ambrose, longtime coach and mentor, and as people say, just a great guy in Middletown, passed away over the weekend. We had Steve Nibbs talking about how he placed an indelible mark on Middletown sports and football and all the other sports when he was the athletic director. So our thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and his families and the kids that were coached by him.
Yeah.
So, weather. We got a beautiful day outside right at the moment. 55 outside. We're looking at maybe getting up into a high of maybe 65, 70 degrees. That would be great. Maybe even higher than that. Maybe 75, 80 would be really nice.
Yeah.
80. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get there.
I know. I think we will.
Okay.
I think we'll go.
Right.
I think we'll hit 80 today.
78 for your high tomorrow. 44 for your low tonight under some partly cloudy skies. And there you go. That's it.
You
all
wrapped
in a nutshell.
It all up. Well done.
Thank you. I get paid the big bucks for doing this.
Yes, you do. More than me.
Yeah.
I pay you in merch. That's how it works.
That's perfect too. I was looking at my you gave me a magnet and a bumper, and I'm looking to put I got to find space on my computer for the sticker. Yeah.
I know. It's all good. All right, Bob, have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Frederick. Have a great day, Dani.
All right. Thank him very much. WFMD's Morning News Express. They're on from 6 to 9, I think is what, or 5 to 9, maybe 5 to 9. All right. Let's go over. Well, let's do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to go over what's happening in Frederick. And then we've got Ash with his tech tips, wisdom and wellness presented by Village Crossing, and what's for dinner from the Common Market. All of that is coming up just after this. travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now and get started on your dream vacation. All right, let's talk about what is happening in Frederick. Oh, gracious, so many things. Sponsored by Taco Bar. It is Taco Tuesday. You get 20% off 3 tacos all day long. Taco Bar is at West Point Plaza on Route 40, right between 40 and alternate 40. They have steak, chicken, al pastor, carnitas, fish for their tacos, so you can get a combination of those or whatever you want. You also have vegan taco options as well. So if you are vegan, you have an answer at Taco Bar. And if you're feeling adventurous, try the beef tongue and small intestine tacos. TacoBar1.com. That's TacoBar1.com. All right, let's talk about what is happening. Remember, you can get the calendar, the full calendar, if you go to promocircus.com, then click on Everything Frederick Live, and then Calendar of Events. Easy drop down means you can access the full calendar anytime. And if you're good with short code links, there it is. Should be. Oh, it's not on this page. Darn it. Okay. It's on the next page, but there is bit.ly/uppercase EF and then lowercase calendar. That'll get you right there as well. All right. Today, open chess at Thurmont Library at 3:00. High school sports continue throughout the county. 7 p.m. tonight, Orioles Nest, 2 for Tuesday karaoke. You know, when you sing karaoke, you always want to do 2 songs because you do the first one, you think, oh, I should have picked the other one. Well, there you can. 7:30, Frederick Scottish Country Dancers are at Clover Hill Civic Association. You can drop in anytime. All right, tomorrow, Wednesday, Platoon 22, the Veterans Service Center on Monocacy Boulevard from 8 to 4 has a VAC coordinator. This is somebody who helps veterans and their families, or service members and their families, navigate the VA system, paperwork, if you've had a death of a veteran, how to do that. They helped us out when Mom's husband passed. So really great to have a person you can talk to rather than trying to be on hold, which we did as well. So anyway, really great program there. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Frederick County Animal Control. It's that free microchip clinic tomorrow. Get your pets, especially if they go outside, over there. It is thanks to Subaru Loves Pets and a grant from the ASPCA. 10 to 4, the Museum of Frederick County History. It is free through the rest of 2024, which is through December 14th, thanks to an anonymous donation. So there you go. There's some free stuff for you to be able to do tomorrow. How about Thursday at noon? You can come to Key City Rotary's meeting as my guest, 12 to 1:30 at the Arc on Market Street. If you've ever wanted to check out Rotary, service above self is our motto. You can come check it out. I do love my Key City Rotary. You can check out high school sports, again, continuing throughout the county. And 5:30, Emmitsburg Library, learn to crochet. And 6 to 9 p.m., it is Stumpy's Hatchet House. At Stumpy's Hatchet House, it is WFRE's Ladies' Night, which is free to attend. There's tons of raffles, and they will take a donation at the door for the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. Live entertainment, and they've got tons of great stuff for you. It's BYOB, And they will have Linganore wine cellars providing some adult beverage samples for you as well. Tons of fun there. And then on Friday, FCPS is out 2 hours early. You can do Trek or Treat at Tree Trekkers at 2. You're going to want to go ahead online and get your tickets. There was a code in the Tree Trekkers ad, so go back to another show and pause it, and you can save some money on your tickets. 3 to 9, History Trick or Treat at Rose Hill Manor. 5 to 7, you can do a Glade Valley Corn Maze. And 6 p.m. is Trunk or Treat at Frederick Lighthouse. Saturday, oh my gosh, there are so many events on Saturday. I believe when I looked, there was over 90 events happening in Frederick County on Saturday. These are just some of them. Of course, you can do the All-In TJ Color Rush to kick off your day at 8 a.m. That, again, fundraiser for the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. You can head over at 9 to Eveready Square in Chabreau for the Vintage VW Trunk or Treat. And at 10, then you can trick or treat in downtown Frederick. That's for kids. Merchants will be out front handing out some goodies. 2 to 5, it's Canines on the Creek. That benefits FSK Lions Club. So if you have a pup that likes to dress up and is friendly with other dogs, enter that. There are prizes for the costume contest part, but ultimately it is just a fundraiser. 5 p.m. at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater, you can watch Monsters, Inc. 3 to 7, Trick or Treat for the adults in downtown Frederick. I'm assuming maybe at 10 to noon, maybe if you have kids, you take your kids around and then you leave them with a babysitter. And then 3 to 7, you go around and trick or treat. Actually, if you're planning on going out downtown Frederick Saturday night, which of course everyone will have some sort of costume thing going on, you can come downtown trick-or-treating like at 6 and then head to the parties after that. And then from 5:30 to 8, it is the Maryland Double Deckers Booze and Brews. Food and drink are included. It is a great time. You're going to want to head out there. That double-decker bus is a ton of fun, and that is going to be a really, really fun costumed dress-up event. And it's Saturday night. Again, kick off your night with Booze and Brews, and then head downtown for the rest of the party. Sunday, 10:30, Boo Bash on the Bus. This is for kids and families. That is on Maryland Double Deckers. They have several time slots, so go to MarylandDoubleDeckers.com and you can get all the info there. 11 o'clock, Flying Cow Skills Training at Crestwood Middle. 5 o'clock, Haunted History at National Museum of Civil War Medicine. And at 6:20 p.m., Back from the Dead Cemetery Walk at National Shrine of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. And then you're going to want to mark your calendar for these dates. November 2nd from noon to 3, it is the Acton Children's Business Fair all along Carroll Creek. From 1 to 4, it is the STEM Carnival, which is at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater. Also, ton of fun to attend. Saturday night, your clocks go back on November 2nd, not this Saturday, next Saturday. November 9th, 3:30, Hood College has a nonprofit board fair. You get to meet with tons of different nonprofits who are looking for board members and volunteers. 6 to 8 at FCC, it's the Harlem Wizards versus Team Frederick. That's a ton of fun as well. And then November 16th, Stuff a Truck from WFRE, and they will be at local Wise markets. Okay, so you can check out all that great stuff. All right, now let's see what we got here. Well, we're going to talk about Ashley Gurry, an IT wizard with over 30 years experience. And yes, he is my husband. Here he is with your weekly tech tip to keep you safe. And he's talking about phishing scams today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of Tech Tips with Ashley from 34 Blast. Today's episode we're going to talk about how to identify and avoid phishing scams. We talked about scams in the very first episode of this series. Now we're going to get to a little bit more specific with the phishing scam. These scams are designed to trick you into giving up your personal information, like passwords and banking details. They can come in many forms, but don't worry, I'll guide you through how to identify them and what steps to avoid falling for them. So let's get on to it. So number one, what is phishing? So it's phishing with a PH, not with an F. Phishing is when someone pretends to be a trustworthy person or company to trick you into sharing personal information. This can happen through emails, text messages, and sometimes phone calls. Scammers usually use fake websites that look real, very real. Unless you are very aware of what's going on, they look super real. It's a sneaky tactic, and it's important to know how to spot it so you can protect yourself. So how do we recognize the signs of phishing? Number one is suspicious sender. It may have the name of the person that you know and you've communicated with, let's say in emails, a number of times, but the email address is not the same. So if it was someone that their regular email address is a 34blast.com email address, but the actual email address is coming up as Gmail. Bunch of weird letters at gmail.com. So number one, check the sender's email address. It may look similar, it may be just a little tweaky, but that's a number one sign that it's not coming from where it's supposed to be coming from. Generally, a lot of phishing attempts come with generic greetings. If an email starts with "Dear Customer" instead of your name, it's a red flag. So we're talking about red flags here. Legitimate companies usually personalize messages to you. Urgent requests, and we talked about this before. Scammers often create a sense of urgency, saying you need to act quickly to avoid consequences. For example, they may claim that your account will be locked unless you respond immediately. Links and attachments. This is a big one. Be cautious with links and attachments. Hover your mouse over the links. Don't click on it, just hover on it, and it will pop up a little window to show you where it's supposed to be going. If the URL, which is the web address, doesn't match the company's website, definitely don't click on it. In fact, if it passes the other stuff with the sender's correct, all that sort of stuff, if you're still not sure, pick up the phone and call the person that's supposed to have sent it to you and say, "Hey, Mary, Tom, whoever it is, did you send me an email with an attachment or a link or anything like that?" And if they come back and say, "Nope," never click on it. Never open the attachment. Never do any of that stuff. Delete it straight away and block that sender in your Outlook or your email function. Always be wary of unsolicited communication. If you receive a message out of the blue, especially one asking for your personal information, always be suspicious. Legitimate companies usually don't reach out to you for sensitive information by email or text. Just sounds weird. If you're not sure, once again, contact them. Go back to them. You get on the front foot. You be the one that initiates all the contact with them, if that's what's required. And here's a big one. And you may think it might not be a big one, but I think it's a big one. Always check for spelling and grammar mistakes. One of the big signs of a phishing scam is poor spelling and grammar. Many phishing emails come from non-native speaking English and have common errors with spelling and grammar. If it looks weird, if it's got awkward phrasing or typos, it's a good indication that the message is not legitimate. Professional people take pride in their communication. I know I do. I reread every email multiple times to make sure I've spelt it correctly, it makes sense, there's no issues with what I'm trying to communicate to the person I'm sending it to. If it looks bad, probably is bad. Another way to obviously stop yourself from either your email being compromised is to use a thing called two-factor authentication. Now, people may not know what two-factor authentication is, but what it is to secure your accounts is either being sent with an email verification code, a text with a verification code, or you have an authenticator installed on your smartphone, whether that's Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator, with rotating numbers all the time. It just adds an extra layer of security to keep your account safe. Once again, I mentioned this before, keep your software updated. Make sure it's got the latest set of updates available. You're keeping on with them. They're not provided, for no reason. They want you to stay updated and keep on top of it. Be as secure as possible. You can report phishing attempts. Most people don't know this. If you encounter a phishing attempt, report it, for sure, absolutely. Most email providers have options to mark the emails as phishing or spam, which is good. They'll keep a list of it, so they will obviously stop it before it gets to you. You can also report scams to organizations like the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Doing that is a small part of, if everyone was doing it, these scammers wouldn't exist anymore. They would be blocked out and they'll have to find another way, and we'll deal with that when it happens. But if we all work together and get rid of them all, we should be good. The last one, which is not a technical thing, not anything like that, and I've mentioned it before in other videos, trust your instincts. Trusting your instincts. If your gut is telling you this doesn't sound good, doesn't sound right, you're probably right. Most people are very smart when it comes to this, that it's like, it doesn't sound right, doesn't sound good. Just don't do it. If you're not sure, don't do it. If you're not confident, don't do it. If it's something urgent, if it's something that the bank needs from you or somebody, they'll find a way to get in contact with you, or you can initiate the conversation. So to wrap it up for this week, here are the key points to remember about phishing scams. Understand what a phishing attempt is. Recognize the signs of a phishing attempt. Be wary of unsolicited communication. Check for spelling and grammar errors, which is a big one. Use two-factor authentication. Keep your software updated. Report and trust. Trust your instincts. By following these steps, you can protect yourself and your personal information from phishing scams. Once again, and as always, thanks for joining me, and let's stay safe out there.
All right. I'm not sure what happened with the the audio on that. It was just a little off. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe that's happening with me too. Who knows? Anyway, all right. One more quick short break, and then we're back with wisdom and wellness and what's for dinner coming up just after these couple of messages. Lord have mercy.
Cosmic Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves. Double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
All right. Oh, I got, let me get this up. A&S, wrong thing. A&S Construction, an award-winning and local woman and minority-owned business, and they're right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing and siding. They can also take care of your windows, gutters, patios, and decks. They can do it all on the external parts of your house for sure. Give Sandra a call while the weather is nice and warm. Get it done now before the winter comes for sure. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. Don't forget, you get that $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs, as long as you let Sandra know that Dani sent you or you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. Save the money. Get it done. Get it done now before the winter comes. A&S Construction.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come sling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream-Free Art's Splatter Room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
All right, let's talk about who's making the market great. Market Makers is sponsored by Pulling for Veterans. They are looking for veterans to join them on November 10th in Brunswick for the Veterans Day Parade. You can email outreach@pullingforveterans.com. So if you know of any veterans who would like to participate, any at all, they would love to have you join them. Outreach@pullingforveterans, .org, not .com, .org. I wonder if I put .com. It is .org. Anyway, goodness gracious. Wisdom and Wellness is a monthly segment helping you to stay informed as you age or to help you with aging loved ones. Here they are. This is powered by Village Crossing. I'm with Christopher Nyack. You are an occupational therapist.
That's correct.
Okay. So what is the difference between occupational therapy and physical therapy?
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course.
The biggest difference I personally feel as the occupational therapist is I have more of the jurisdiction to hone in on the specific functional endeavors a participant would have. Now, how I get that person to get back and involved with that, I can always revert back to some of the cornerstones of therapy, similar to what physical therapy does, the strength, the balance, stamina. But more specifically, I think the biggest difference between the two disciplines is the term occupation as a whole. Now, physical therapists, they tend to thrive off of, the gross motor skills, the musculoskeletal system, the stamina, the strength, or I pay attention to those things as well, but at the same time, I'm trying to really get into that niche of what is that going to do for the person? Do they have the desire to get back in the kitchen to handle their culinary arts? Do they need to be able to, manage the household, whether it's laundry or, cleaning of some sort? 9 times out of 10, it focuses in that morning routine. They want to be able to do for themselves as best as possible without any added help, caregiver help, or some level of dependency.
Okay, so at what point, so typically when someone comes to you, where are they in the journey? Have they just been in a rehab facility or hospitalized, or how do they come to you?
Well, particularly in this setting at Village Crossing, the assisted living environment, to some degree there's been some sort of, presence of mind where they think they may need a little bit more support around the clock versus what they may have been doing in their previous environment.
Okay.
So we're very much invested in making sure that transition is cohesive and safe and comfy for them. So right away I'm thinking, well, whether it's Jane or John, what were you doing at home? How can we get the best precision of fit for your lifestyle here to match up so it doesn't really feel like a big change?
Right, okay.
Going back to my original statement, a lot of times I need to kind of figure out, well, how am I going to do for myself immediately in my apartment? So I really thrive off of making sure they can be a master of their domain, their new apartment unit, whether it's an efficiency or a suite, whatever they've bought into. And then going beyond that, mastery of their environment, we take on the rest of the building, making sure that they can navigate through the building, get through the halls, get down through the elevator, get to the social living spaces, the dining area, and then more recently, I find myself spending time in the town square here in Warman's Mill, checking out the shops, making sure that they can regularly engage outside of the building as best as they want, you know, covering different types of terrain. This building, you know, has the luxury and privilege of taking the residents out in the community, going to restaurants. There are moments where I'm focusing on making sure that they can still harness those gross motor skills to get in and off the bus, or maybe they need to get into their own vehicles with their family members to travel and have, you know, maybe a leave of absence if they're going to take a trip to go to the beach. The holidays are coming up, so that's kind of a big, you know, turn on for a lot of them. So it's a motivating factor.
Yeah.
I more than anything, I say this to a lot of them. I want you to be able to do what you want when you want.
Right.
But I want you to be safe and healthy while you do it. So the sky is the limit. You know, it's my job to bridge those gaps. I want to facilitate your independence. And as the occupational therapist, you know, I just chase after what they're looking for.
Yeah, yeah. So what does that work look like? Like, are you walking with them and giving them tools to keep themselves safe? How does that look? How does a occupational therapy session?
Well, right away, you know, you meet the person, you develop some sort of screening process, you want to figure out the profile, and then, you know, that could be followed with diagnostics, like assessments, try to figure out what's going on currently, and then you essentially kind of go into the program planning, the interventions, the sessions themselves, to get your functional outcomes. So depending on what the person's looking for, where they're at compared to what they want, you know, again, I want to bridge that gap. It could be anything from starting with how does a person really engineer their trunk motor skills, rolling out of bed, sitting up. Maybe they need to activate their tricep muscles to push up and stand up more diligently and confidently versus feeling like they're playing with their life to stand up. Those are the more catastrophic challenges.
Right.
A lot of the people that are in this particular environment, they're beyond that. So sometimes it comes down to more fine motor skills or just really finely tuning some sort of, you know, gross motor sequence that they're having trouble with. Like a lot of them don't do well walking on the sidewalk. Or maybe they're kind of out of pace with climbing up 10 stairs in a staircase. So we kind of hone in on those higher level dynamic balance type sequences. Some of them have trouble operating the smartphones anymore. So we try to conduct
I might need to come to you for that.
We might, you know, focus in on a session on that, going pace by pace, what it really takes to operate it. And at the same time, trying to find the best ways to modify the approach and compensate in that regard.
So occupational therapy is really day-to-day activities that people want to do, and you're giving them the help and assistance in order to achieve the ones they want to do. Okay. Whereas physical therapy is more about just strength building on the whole, or rehabbing, or things like that. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair now. Depending on
it seems some crossover though.
There's a lot of gray area anymore with how you know, the healthcare system here works, because you know, I've worked with plenty of PTs who are doing just as much with the occupation itself. Because at the end of the day, I think we all are just trying to help
you just want
the participant as best we can. So, but you know, clinically speaking, physical therapy, the name in itself, physical, they're trying to make sure they can get the best out of the physical sequences, the gross motor skills, the strength, the power. And they use a lot of, you know, standardized assessments and quantitative evidence to back that up. We tend to use more of a holistic approach, trying to chase after what speaks to them from an occupation end. Because, you know, a person can pump iron a couple dozen reps, but it might sit a little bit better if they're actually doing that same movement while applying it to maybe something that they're enjoying, like
Right.
pushing a basket of laundry.
Yes,
or, you
right,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, I get it for sure. So the residents here at Village Crossing have access to you and other occupational or physical therapists?
Well, here, you know, we try to utilize the insurance policies that the participants have, and we also have, you know, the options for any private pay for anybody who wants it.
Sure.
I go around a lot in circles in the building, and anybody who's flagging me down with some level of need for support, I generally just stop and help them get through it. Because as a facilitator of the occupation, I want to make sure everybody's attended to. I want to make sure everybody's getting what they want out of the day.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a great marketing piece for me personally, because then that person generates a level of trust out of Chris.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that guy
This
bailed
guy's
me out
great.
of a jam. You know what? I do have some therapy needs coming up.
Yeah.
I want to work with that guy because he shot me straight that time. But yeah, Medicare Part A, Part B policies, private insurance.
Yeah, very good. Well, if there was one thing you'd want our viewers to know about occupational therapy needs, what would that be? Do you have kind of...
Well, you know, I think when it comes to occupations, the sky is the limit. You know, like I was just kind of saying earlier, it's my job to facilitate your independence in being able to do what you want, when you want, but just staying safe and healthy. So you can't go wrong in that regard.
Yeah, that's awesome. We appreciate it. This is Christopher. Christopher here at Village Crossing. Occupational therapy. It could be what you need, or maybe your loved one. You're going to have to convince them, though, because they got to want to do it, right?
Right.
To get it done.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, yes. Occupational therapy, physical therapy. It all happens as we get older, for sure. All right. Let's talk about what's for dinner. I hate that question. I don't know why it irks me so much, because I can never think of things either. And it's always at the last minute. Well, Common Market has some answers, and some healthy answers as well. So you're not running through a drive-through at a fast food place. You can actually make something healthy and get it quickly. So that's what this segment is called, What's for Dinner, powered by Common Market. Let's see, what is for dinner?
What's for Dinner is sponsored by Common Market. Not sure what to make for dinner tonight? Common Market has you covered with fresh, pre-made dishes ready to go. Stop by and let us take the guesswork out of dinner.
Hey everyone, it's Dani Gurry here with a brand new segment we like to call What's for Dinner. Every week we're diving into the best take-home meals from Common Market, where they specialize in fresh, made-to-eat or made-to-cook options for busy families on the go. Tonight we're kicking things off with their famous take and bake pizza. It's fresh, easy to prep, and perfect for when you want something delicious but don't have the time to start from scratch. Let's see what makes this pizza the perfect choice for your next family meal. There we are. There's Chef Adam and Susan. All right, we're making pizzas.
We're gonna make a margarita pizza.
We are.
So I'm gonna start off with some marinara. And then I'm just gonna spread that nice and even.
So we've got pizzas that are made daily, every day, right here in the Common Market kitchen.
And this is the pinza pizza crust that we also offer here.
I had never heard of that before, pinza crust.
It's
a
the
great
latest
product.
thing in Tuscany.
Yeah.
So we've decided to bring it up.
So got my marinara spread out. I'm gonna go ahead and lay out some mozzarella. This is the Bel Grosso, and we also sell this in our cheese department.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna lay out some nice fresh basil, and like my bigger pieces like this, I kind of just like carefully rip off little sections and just like place them in between the pieces of mozzarella.
It's like art, Chef Adam. It's art
Right, yeah.
that's edible.
And it's also calculated, so like every bite you want to have, you know, every ingredient there.
Yeah.
And is this the basil from Pleasant Hill Produce?
Yeah, it
Chef,
is.
Farmer
local?
Ben.
Yeah.
Yep, Farmer Ben.
Farmer
down
Ben.
in Walkersville. A lot of our produce right now is from Pleasant Hill.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pleasant Hill. Oh yeah, for the farm to school. We
Yes,
just did an
yeah.
interview with
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
yes.
yeah.
And then just to give it a tiny bit more color, I'm just gonna sprinkle some parsley on there.
Oh yeah.
Nice. These are available every day in the grab and go section
Yep.
at
And
both
we keep
stores.
them raw so that you get like the freshest, best product that you can.
Yep,
Yeah.
and their instructions for baking
Yeah,
when they get
right
them.
on the
So,
tag.
yep. So $14.99 or $15.99, and Halloween is coming. Big
Yeah,
pizza
right?
day.
Yeah,
Big
Isn't
pizza.
that funny that pizza is pre-made pizza is most sold around Halloween because
Yeah.
people are either having parties or
Yeah.
they're busy going
Trying to
out
get
to
in
go
and out.
trick-or-treating.
So
That
this
was
is
our biggest day.
barbecue chicken pizza.
Okay.
This is our Mima's barbecue sauce. And it's kind of like smoky, sweet, and spicy. Whoops. A little wild.
Chef Adam is going nuts.
Yeah.
So just kind of carefully spreading that around as carefully as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some cheddar cheese.
This is so good.
Yeah.
This is great for football parties and stuff like that.
Yep.
Alright. And then this is our rotisserie chicken that we roast here. And we'll like, you know, pick that. And then it goes in our quesadillas. It goes in our barbecue chicken pizzas. We put it in soups. We'll serve it on the hot bar. Just very versatile products. Great for our chicken salads. Alright.
Delicious. Oh my.
I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit with some pickled
I
jalapenos.
love it.
Yeah,
I'm a
everyone
huge
needs
fan
little
of the
spicy.
jalapenos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And these veggies are pickled in house.
Yep. All these
Okay.
are
Jalapenos and the
cotton
onions
pickled
that are
in
going to
here.
go on next.
And color pop.
So pretty.
It is.
So are those red onions?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
red onions, and then we use a mix of apple cider vinegar, water, salt, pepper, and it really like blows the flavor up. And you know, you have to use like that vinegar mix like at boiling temperatures, otherwise your colors won't be so bright.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, that's great.
Yay.
Excellent. Cleans his workplace. I like
Yes,
it.
clean as you go. Clean as you go.
Yeah, otherwise it's a nightmare at the end of the night. They all start as like, you know, fresh vegetables, so they get roasted like as you're baking it. And we have spinach, peppers, mushrooms, and onions. And then that's topped off with an Italian seasoning.
Very, very good. So these bake at home. That way it's nice and fresh, ready for you. Look at that. That is some gorgeous pizza.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Have a bite.
Have a bite. Oh. For us
I'll share with you.
already.
Cheers, Chef Adam.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dani.
Cheers. It's always about the crust. This is the best crust ever. Crispy, light.
Yeah.
Is that because of the flour? Just how you bake it?
It's a pizza crust.
Wow.
I also have a really nice convection oven. So that's circulating all the hot air around the pizza as it's baking.
So if people have that setting, they should use it.
They definitely should. Crank it to 400. Get your fan on high blow, and that'll give you a nice color. And you kind of want to hang out with it because it's going to cook faster. So,
Yeah. I mean, look at that crust.
Yeah, that's in about like 12 minutes.
That is
Yeah.
delicious. So good.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah, so this is a
Fresh.
healthy,
Healthy,
easy dinner.
yes, veggie. I
Your
love
veggies
it.
Still crunchy.
Veggies are not, yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
I'd do this every day.
yeah, mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, and spinach.
Amazing.
And then cheese and tomato sauce.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That is delicious.
yeah.
So so $14.99 or $15.99 for the pizzas,
Yeah,
depending.
the,
Okay.
the veggie ones are less expensive than
Yeah,
the meat ones.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But delicious, excellent. That sauce
Yeah.
is delicious.
Yeah.
Just very simple ingredients. Just
Yeah.
ordered well.
I love that it utilizes a lot of local sources. So sourced locally when possible.
Exactly. Our chicken is a local chicken. Our sausage is a local
Yeah.
sausage
Yeah.
from Autumn Olive Farms.
That's right.
We work with Farmer Ben at Pleasant Hill Produce for the basil, onions, and peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using local. We
Yeah.
love it.
That's
Delicious,
what we're all
fresh.
about.
If you want, you can either come in and buy them pre-made, ready to go right in the case. $14.99 or $15.99. Delicious, so good. Or you can just buy the dough and all the ingredients you want to put on it and have a pizza making party.
Yep, exactly.
Great way to do it.
Yeah, we've got a couple of different types of dough for people that might be eating keto or gluten-free. We've got dough balls and pre-made rounds in frozen cases. And yeah, like Adam was saying, the cheese is just in the cheese case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people can make their own if they want to as
And you
well.
can get like, prepared food, we can put out ingredients for you. So like the rotisserie chicken, we already have it picked and like ready to go. So that could be, both your pizza and your lunch the next day.
There you go. Simple, easy. Common Market's got it there for you. We're going to have more details on this coming up soon, but great way to have a healthy, delicious pizza. We love it. All right. Stop by Common Market on 7th Street or Buckystown Pike and grab your pre-made pizzas anytime. They're available. They make them fresh every day. Or grab the dough and all the fixins and have a healthy pizza making party. And perfect for Halloween or the games if you're watching as well. Especially if you're gluten-free or keto or any of that. They have everything you need. All right, coming up tomorrow, Bob and Chris from WFMD. I head to Thorpewood to meet Callie Van Waveren, who is talking about how they've shifted their focus a little bit there. And Dan from Maryland Double Deckers talks about the journey to bring the double-decker buses to Frederick. All right, tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing day. Get out there and be great, Frederick.
From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view.